Are you looking to buy the mill? It's seen better days, that's for sure, even when my good-for-nothing father was alive. It needs work, but everything does if you want it to be worth something, right? Ah, well, I see. I thought the Lord was looking to sell it again, but that wouldn't make much sense, would it? I overheard people talking about leaving. Who in their right mind would buy a haunted mill in a dead village? Maybe when it finally falls apart, I'll go with it. Oh, my father owned the mill once. Then after he passed, my brother took it, then his children, then theirs. As for me, I died as the miller's daughter for the terrible crime of being the miller's daughter. The truth is, I don't remember my name. It's been so long since anyone living has spoken it. It was stupid. You see, my father was a drunkard who liked to brag, and the more he drank, the more he bragged. The problem was, not a single word he said was ever true. And for some reason, he decided to tell people I could spin gold from straw. That ridiculous rumor made its way to King Sagramore. He locked me in a cell full of straw and told me it had to be spun into gold by morning. Well, what do you think happened? I sat in that cell, choking on the stench of rotting straw, and cried. Then I screamed myself hoarse, begging someone, anyone, to let me out. By morning, my throat was dry as parchment and full of dust. But when the first rays of sunlight streamed through the tiny window, I cried again. I remember shaking all the way to the block, but my last thought was of my father, and oh, it was vicious. He hanged himself, right there from that beam. I visited him, in dreams and in the waking world, until he couldn't take it anymore. I overheard someone say it must have been the guilt of my death gnawing at him. Stupid people. He wouldn't have felt a shred of guilt if I hadn't reminded him. I don't know. One moment I was dead, and the next, well, I was still dead, but I was home again. It was like looking through a veil, still in this world, yet no longer part of it. Every beam and plank so familiar, yet not. Help? Why would I need help? I'm fine. Nothing hurts. I can see everything through the windows and the cracks in the walls. I can watch the mice in the corner all day, and no one scolds me for lazing around. I'm content. But it's kind of you to ask. People don't always care about the well-being of strangers, especially ones who are already dead. First of all, he wasn't a king. He just liked calling himself that. Now that I think about it, surely that wasn't allowed, was it? He was a small, jittery man, yet in that cell, he loomed so large over me. I wonder, did he too lose his head for claiming to be something he was not? I'm not sure. I've seen the sun rise and set so many times. I stopped counting. What would be the point? Time means nothing to me. Through the cracks in the walls, I watched the seasons change. I listened to the millstones turn, until one day, it all stopped. The mill, the seasons, now everything is so still, death-like almost. It was beautiful, actually. The fields shimmered pale gold in the sun, carrying the scent of warm dust and ripe grain. The whitewashed walls made the town glow. And the men here, I always liked our men here, you know. It looks a bit frightening, but it always felt warm. It used to, at least. Now it feels more like me with each passing day. When I was little, my brother and I played in the swamps. He almost drowned, and I almost got eaten. I'll never forget that day. No one's...
Haven't you heard? They're moving everyone. Something to do with that men here of ours. Don't really care either way. As long as they keep their promises and give us a better place to live. Don't know yet. But we're strong and we're not afraid of hard work. I'm a decent carpenter and Gil is good with horses. I'm sure we'll find something for ourselves. Aye. And Ma and Pa would rather us alive somewhere else than dead here. That's one way of putting it. This farm belonged to our grandfather. My parents were tending it, but he was the one in charge. Both Ma and Pa died when Gil was still small. That left us with just dear old Grandpa. And he was a nasty piece of work. Drunk most of the time. Built like a barn door. That's something Gil got from him, I guess. He liked beating me to a pulp and telling me I was worthless. I remember he had this belt with a heavy iron buckle, shaped like a horse's head. He got it for his service as the master of horses at Warriors' Fair. Man, that one hit hard. Shame the old codger took it with him to his grave. I wish I could have kept it. So when I'd see some lowlife beating their kid, I could use it on them just like Grandpa taught me. What? Where the hell did you get that? A weird beast? So what does that mean? Grandpa got drunk, fell into the well, and got turned into a monster? Ha! That would have been rich. But strange. Gil swore that he saw him walking into the woods. Why? Do you think he saw something and was afraid to tell me? Maybe. He was acting a little strange, but... I was in bad shape that day, so I didn't care either way. I don't think we've ever talked about it afterwards. No matter. As long as the old fart's dead, I don't care how it happened. Aye. Truth be told, I'd be glad not to think about that old piss pot ever again. Though, perhaps that's what Gil needs to finally let go of this place. Anyway, thanks for this. And for clearing out the well, I guess. We don't have much, but I hope this will be enough for your trouble.
Yeah, it did. What else did my brother tell you? Yes. I saw him walking towards the woods. He never came back. It was an accident, I swear. I was at the stables. It was getting cold and Rob hadn't shown up to fetch me, so I went home. I saw Rob lying on the floor. He wasn't moving and he was covered in blood. And Grandpa was kneeling over him, just hitting and hitting. I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. So I grabbed the iron pot and then he just crumpled. Afterwards, he was so still, I didn't know what else to do. So I dragged him to the well. That wailing thing was Grandpa. Oh, gods. May the All-Mother have mercy on me. What have I done? I never meant for this to happen. I just wanted him to leave my brother alone. Are you going to tell Rob? You're right. I will. I'll tell him everything. I just hope he won't hate me.
Yes, I've already heard about the fields. They're glowing like beacons in the dark. Well done, truly. Here's your reward. You've not only helped the farmers, but you've also helped me ensure that this town has a fighting chance. Of course, there's more to this than just glowing fields and happy farmers. You see, the men here staying here is strategically important. Connacht is a perfect transfer point for us. Priests, supplies, knowledge, all flowing to the island asylum. If the men here were moved, or if its strength were undermined, we'd lose that advantage. And believe me, the church doesn't give up advantages lightly. So, yes, helping the farmers improves our standing. But don't mistake it for charity. We need this town stable. For now, anyway. You've done well, but remember, everything here serves a greater purpose. A noble sentiment, I'll give you that. But safety is fleeting, my friend. It's the forces behind the safety, the ones pulling the strings, that truly matter. Still, you're right. The people are safe, and that's not nothing. Now, given that you've proven yourself eager to help the people of Connacht, can I ask you for one more thing? A small favor, just for me this time. That's what I like to hear. Simple, practical. This is for Lily, a really religious girl not far from here. I'd go myself, but my duties keep me tethered. Deliver it to her and you'll have my gratitude. And my coin.
Haven't seen you at prayers lately. What's wrong? Finally figured out Kai's blessing doesn't shine on two-faced harlots?
Is that why you're here, Ludger? Really? If it is, then get out of my house.
What? You think I came here to bring news from your lover? I don't know who you've been spreading your legs for, but if you tell me, I'll happily let him know you're waiting for him like the hussy you are.
Shut up! You're disgusting. I only let you in because we're supposed to be brothers and sisters in the word. But if this is how you act, you're not welcome here. Now piss off.
This isn't over, Lily. The truth will come out, whether you like it or not.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that. Ludger is... not the best of us. Is there anything I can help you with? A letter from Brother Fabius. Let me see. Oh. So he's not coming. Bollocks! Stupid bastard! What am I supposed to do now? I can't wait much longer. What I need right now is to punch someone. Oh, God. This is a nightmare. I'm not sure. This is so embarrassing. But if Fabius gave you that letter, it means he finds you trustworthy, right? Right. So, Fabius and I, we love each other. We've been meeting in secret for a while now, and I'm pregnant. I haven't told him yet. I was really hoping he'd come today, but he didn't. Ludger did. Like a damn hound sniffing out my misfortune. Now I can't go to Fabius, and I can't go to Niente because that moron will be following me around, causing a scene. We're not having an affair. That word is so ugly, so sinful, and it's not like either of us is married. Yes, Fabius has his duties to the Red Church, but that's different. He's not betraying anyone or anything. We love each other. And he's been so good to me, so kind. That's because you don't know him like I do. He's different when it's just us. He talks about how much he wants to help people, but it's hard for him. Everyone's always trying to drag him down. That's why he might seem cold or distant sometimes. That's not who he really is. She has those herbs for women when they're in trouble. I really want to keep this baby, but I doubt Fabius will want it, and I can't raise it on my own. Knot is small, and the people here, well, you've met Ludger. I wouldn't have a moment of peace. I don't even want to think about how they'd treat my baby. I'd rather end it now than let it live a miserable life. I really want to tell him, but now, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll change anything. I just want this to be over. I don't want that either. But you don't know the people here like I do. They won't offer help, only judgment. And it's not just me I'm worried about. My child would be treated as an outcast. I might have made a stupid mistake, but no one else should suffer for it. And go where? With what? I have no family left, and I barely have enough to get by as it is. Should I risk my child starving to death with no roof over our head? How is that any better? I'd like there to be, I think. But I don't even know where to start. Who would take in a mother and her child? People aren't that kind. I've heard the Temple of the All-Mother used to help with things like this before it changed. But that was a long time ago. Still, if you do find something, another option, I'd be grateful to know. And I will. Now kindly leave my house.
There are rocks everywhere. Can't you see? Where'd they come from? Must have been those Doriata bastards. They came here and buried the passage. Who else? You think all these rocks fell on their own? Well, I guess they could have. But I have a feeling the Doriata helped them along. What can we do? I've got to wait for Camelot to send more help. But if you want it done quicker, why don't you lend a hand clearing it yourself? How should I know? It'll be ready when it's ready. You'll just have to wait. That's all there is to it. Go back home and wait.
Have some spare food or coin? Anything else? You need something? That's not good. I was hoping we could start the evacuation soon. Now all I can do is keep sending reminder letters to Camelot. Again. And knowing how things go, those letters will probably get stuck at the gate anyway, because those geniuses won't figure out how to get them through. Anyway, thank you. Here's your payment. I'll await your return. Spare a coin for the hungry.
Something's not right. I'll strike you down! I'll strike you down! I will be your downfall! No one sneaks up on me. You're only...
changed the moment you arrived. What's the ask? I assume he fell victim to his own pride and tried to make himself immortal. Typical. That man had no sense of self-preservation. He thought life was driving him, but to me, it always seemed like he was racing towards death. I'm glad the matter has been handled. I'll even give you something extra for your trouble. And what about his research? The Forebloom? That's incredible. I'd heard the legends, but this journal shows there's truth in them. And Calum, for all his madness, might have been right. If we could find the Forebloom, it could change everything. Bring us closer to our goal. Ah, I see. So it was all for nothing. We need to keep searching. I won't lie, I was as excited for this as a keeper for venison. But after so many years in the guild, I should be used to the taste of failure. Ah, you're right. Tomorrow's another day. Each of us has our own research to pursue, and that's what counts. May Mother's strong arm embrace you. There's nothing more for us to do together. It's time for you to spread your wings and follow your own path. And if that path leads you to find Phaedros, then your career with the guild will keep progressing. Last I heard, he'd taken quite an interest in the statue of the great beasts near Quanacht. Strange fascination, even by our standards. And yes, my little owl, you're off to find another mad alchemist. But really, what else did you expect from the Alchemists' Guild? We're all a touch eccentric, aren't we? Don't worry about me. I'll focus on my own work. Something tells me our paths will cross again. May Mather's strong arm embrace you.
Who's there? What do you want? We're just sitting here, not bothering anybody, so there's no need to bother us. Working hard. We're gathering people. But we don't need anything from you. You've got some guts, walking right up to a pair of Dalrita without even flinching. Well, well.
Impressive, indeed.
We're Dalrita. We make sure that the Camelot scum infesting Kuanach don't even dare to think about heading south. Imagine, a Camelotian who's also a deserter. Unbelievable. Even Grindylows have their honor, unlike those scum. And catching a deserter? Now that's a real treat. We do what any honorable warrior would do with deserters. We help Camelot get rid of their cowards. You could say those vermin owe us a debt. Thanks to us, they're well fed, and Denham pays us handsomely. Aye, there are. We've been here for 2 years now, and they're multiplying like vermin.
It all seemed innocent at first. They were just supposed to help the local lord mine resources.
Ha, sure. And those nitwicks from Kuanacht fell for it like naive children. So when the troops arrived, they were caught completely off guard. The Red Priests came along with the troops, and then, out of nowhere, the Red Death resurfaced. Even now, as the Camelotians aim to take the Menhir, the village is torn. Some want to go to Camelot, others want to stay. It's a complete mess in there, Mathair help me.
She won't. The goddess doesn't like people like us.
Shut your mouth. You're flapping your gums like a wench in a brothel. Anything else? Or will you be on your way? Good hunting.
I'm terribly sorry for all that hassle. I should have taken more precautions. Yes, thank you. Just a bit shaken. The beasts must have somehow escaped during the night. When I woke up, they were already prowling the territory. I bolted the door and sat inside, hoping they'd leave. But, well, it's a good thing you showed up. Otherwise, I'd have had to choose between starvation and being mauled. That's an interesting question. Perhaps they've been in captivity long enough to forget the concept of freedom. Or maybe they've claimed this place as their territory, and the only thing that changed was their living conditions. Or perhaps they were just dumb beasts waiting for the closest source of food to leave the house. I suppose we'll never know. I lured them. They may be built differently and are quite tough, but most of them still need to eat, and they are susceptible to certain poisons. Their pen, of course. The beasts were my test subjects. I was sure they were significantly weakened and wouldn't pose much of a danger. I must have miscalculated. It's a bit of a shame they're all dead. I'll have to start everything from scratch. After the autopsies, of course. The weirdness and life itself. I don't know if you've ever dissected a weird beast, but their bodies are quite fascinating. Nothing is in its rightful place, and, for all intents and purposes, they shouldn't even be alive. And yet, there they are, prowling and growling. It's a bit of a miracle, don't you think? I'm glad you agree. I know it's difficult to see my perspective when, time and time again, creatures like them try to kill you. I rather admire your open-mindedness. Oh, did he? Well, if the guild is so impatient for results, they should have sent someone sooner. Now all my beasts are gone, and I'm still missing a crucial ingredient. You see, weird beasts are unique creatures. The spark of life they carry is as twisted as it is relentless. I believe it can be extracted and transferred, creating a being capable of living in the weirdness without succumbing to its corruption. With everything that's been happening on Avalon, I believe this is the only way we can survive. The pigs can already do that. Well, yes, but they hardly escape disfigurement and corruption, do they? Besides, they only skirt the edges of the weirdness. They don't dwell deep within the fog. If I succeed, humans will be able to live in the weirdness freely, no matter how dense it becomes. The heart of a Fae, well, the Fae, to be precise. I'm not interested in the heart of some half-feral beast from the host. I need something far more powerful. I've heard of a Fae that calls itself Foxglove. It dwells in the roots of an ancient tree, lurking for unsuspecting travelers. Supposedly, it's cunning and quite vicious. If you bring me its heart, you won't just be doing me a favor, you'll be aiding all of Avalon. They are powerful beings that seem to only half belong to Avalon. They have their own realm, and don't appear to care much about the weirdness. They are a missing piece of the puzzle, I think. I may be wrong, but every theory must be tested, shouldn't it? Splendid, I assure you. If everything goes as planned, the guild will hail us both as heroes.
You disturbed my peace. Your armor won't save you. You are nothing but a... Back to your hovel, coward. You are nothing but a... Your armor won't save you. I'll get you back tenfold. You are nothing but a peasant. You'll fall to my sword.
My, what a lovely mortal he sent my way. Oh, such a silly man, that Phaedros. Does he truly think I can't tell one of you from another? I can smell him on you. The sharp stench of fear and the desperation of a mortal who knows his time is running out. And that cloying trace of hope, as if he truly believes some poor soul could rescue him from the mess he's made. All his putrid human weaknesses cling to you like you're his last lifeline. It's truly pathetic. But of course, you could even say we're quite close. After all, I granted him his greatest wish. And in return, he promised me a small piece of his sad, mortal life. Only now it seems he's trying to weasel out of the deal. It's a bit insulting, don't you think? Ugh, mortals. I should have known better than to trust him. Knowledge, of course. A lofty dream of saving Avalon by filling it with monstrous beings. On the one hand, it sounds delightful. On the other, it's a bit of a waste. You see, in my realm, mortals can live as long as we wish them to. A few adjustments here and there, and they can serve us indefinitely. Yet you mortals always believe that death is your escape. Even though we tell you time and again that a deal once made cannot be unmade. Phaedros thought it could work on Avalon too. He was only half right, which is why his results turned out rather beastly. Oh, my poor sweet thing. That's just how mortals are. They use, they lie, and they'll do anything to save their own skin. Now, don't fret. I don't blame you for falling for Phaedros' little ruse. In fact, how about we make a deal? How about I give you a little something, and you take it straight to his hidey hole? Then he can bear the consequences for trying to fool us both. What do you say? Oh, you see, Phaedros is being quite the foolish man, thinking he can hide from me. Well, truth be told, he is succeeding at the moment, but I am nothing if not patient. Still, when an opportunity presents itself, it would be foolish not to take it. Very well. Just try not to...
So, you're the one Phaedros dragged into his madness. Apologies for the mess. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. I'm Alma, the alchemist. Pleased to meet you. I won't deny I'd have preferred to meet under much more favorable circumstances. I feel a bit like I've been caught at the scene of a crime, which, in a sense, I have. Although, in my defense, if we're speaking of crimes, this one is twofold. Phaedros's reckless experiments had to be stopped. The guild warned him repeatedly that he was crossing the line. Unfortunately, yes, the rules of our guild are clear. Crossing the established boundaries results in consequences, and those consequences grow more severe with greater transgressions. It's not like he wasn't warned. He knew exactly what he was doing and the risks involved. Believe me, taking measures like this brings me no joy. But we can't keep constant control over everyone. There are certain acts that simply cannot be forgiven. Phaedros was a threat, not just to himself and the guild, but to others as well. I'm sorry it had to come to this. First, I need to finish cleaning up here and prepare Phaedros for a proper burial. I'll also secure the rest of his research and materials to ensure they don't fall into the wrong hands. And then I'll have to write a report. Ugh, I hate paperwork. There are so many better ways to spend my time. And then we'll talk about your next assignment. Now, that's better. Shame our meeting had to be under these circumstances. Believe me, not all alchemists act like Phaedros. You seem all right, though. Charles's calm demeanor confirms that. Tell me, what made you join the guild? A big deal. Very lofty. But be careful, all right? Knowledge and its pursuit can come with a price. At some point, one might take just one step too far and uncover secrets that were never meant to be revealed. But I think you'll manage. So, what do you need? I'm trying to conduct field research, but the last few weeks have been exceptionally frustrating. I lack the necessary specimens, and I'm not exactly equipped to gather them myself. I'm skilled with a lancet, not a sword. I heard you're trustworthy. But first, a warning. The task I have for you is unpleasant and messy. It involves extracting brain matter. But before you even get to that part, you'll need to risk your life to get close enough. I need brain centers from 3 creatures. A Nokalivi, a human infected with the Red Death, and a villager touched by the weirdness. I've heard stories about peasants on farmlands near Kunacht. They were unlucky that the Menhir stopped protecting the place where they lived. I'll reward you for each of the 3 brains, as long as they're intact. A bloody pulp is better suited as a snack for Charles. Until next time.